I haven't really thought this Sven Wisp combo has been anything special. So,
10
I mean, I guess
seconds.
we'll see it here. They do have a bit of lockdown, Dream Coil, Arrow, Stormhammer.
5 seconds.
I don't know. I'd like to see another stun. Arrow not reliable. Dream Coil on a 6 with a not that terrible of a cooldown, but give me one more stun. Or maybe even just like Underlord Pit of Malice.
Yeah. Well, the Underlord Pit of Malice would be pretty good when paired with all this stuff as well. I'm actually preferring Thunder Predator's draft, but
Yeah.
you know, I believe Hiko. I think they're going to pull out a pocket strat here. I'm not seeing anything too interesting with what they've got. This fifth pick, I think, could probably be just out of nowhere.
You think so? It'll just be
I
whatever.
hope so.
Is Hiko playing the puck?
Maybe.
Has he confirmed whether or not he's playing the puck? I know
He
you've got the
hasn't.
insider
You know,
information.
if he did, I wouldn't say anything on stream either. You know, I
That is
wouldn't
true.
want
I'm trying to
to
bait
let the
you here.
enemies glimpse into his mind. And, Leo Styles mid is still available too. They take the Centaur. We saw that last game. That actually didn't turn out too hot.
Yeah, Sammy Boy actually tweeted about it. He's like, whenever you need to go somewhere, you always have that long game, 70-minute game, and he said they wanted to finish early because he wanted to go to that birthday party, I guess. But that game ending at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Just about.
Enemy team always tries to draw it out when you have to go somewhere. I saw this one time. I forget what it was, an ADCL qualifiers or something. This one team knew that one of the players on the enemy team had to go at a certain time, so just picked heroes to draw it out as late as possible, and like intentionally tried to use the maximum amount of pause time and lobby time and everything like that as well. It's like, man, why are you even playing Dota if that's how you want to win? What's the point? That wasn't the case this time around. Again, he just wanted to go to his birthday party.
Yeah.
This has been scheduled for a while. But you do hate it when you have to go somewhere and people just make the game impossible to end when you think it's just over.
All he wanted to do was end the game and go to a birthday party. I mean, then that game ended up being a 70-minute banger.
Mm-hmm. And you think that you're going to end the game a lot quicker by going that Bloodthorn, maybe. Like a lot of people were saying. I thought so too. The pick didn't make that much sense. You could end it out a bit quicker by silencing the Brewmaster, but it ended up costing you. You didn't lock the enemies into the base and then farm out to the next tier of items and all that kind of stuff.
Like that pick.
All right. Earth Spear for Thunder Predator. So they have a aggressive lineup here. A lot of strength heroes. Of course, they banned out the Timber Saw right away, knowing that their lineup is pretty weak against it.
10 seconds remain.
And decent rune control as well. I'm really liking Thunder Predator's draft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Haven Liberty pick up here in order to counter this out. We've got a minute left, and it looks like they aren't 100% sure what they want to draft. And the fact that they're still thinking. They have to worry about the aggression from Earth Spirit, and Silence is going to do great work against Puck.
Mm-hmm.
You can kick people out of the tether and whatnot. The Ancient Apparition is going to have like these guaranteed cold feats when he's playing with the Chaos Knight in the lane. Again, he's able to pull them back at that base location where they cast it. He can set them up for several seconds. This is very hard. Lifesteal looked like an excellent pick for me. For Haven Liberty, as much as I don't like the hero. But you didn't ban out the AA, which, again, when you can't lifesteal on Lifestealer, kind of defeats the purpose of it. And I was also counted out by that one. Haven Liberty looking a little bit weak right now in the drafting phase. I don't know. It feels like they're already at a disadvantage here no matter what they take.
You go Tide Hunter, I think this is the second Tide game. It's very team fight oriented, long cooldown. Yeah, you can kind of do a little bit with it, but I think this Thunder Predator lineup's kind of fast. Especially if Chaos Knight gets off to a pretty good start where you've got that Reality Rift into the cold feet, you have Matthew moving around on this Earth Spirit. Like, we could see this be a very fast lineup. 6 is, Lasso, Primal Roar, Ice Blast, Magnetize, and Phantasm, which is okay early on. But like a lot of that level 6 is just such a power spike for Thunder Predator that I think maybe Haven Liberty might not be ready, especially if the lanes don't go well.
Yeah, exactly. God, Sexy Fat's not gonna I mean, on one hand, it would be a really good Tidehunter game if there wasn't this AA you had to worry about. Again, a good part of your sustain is just your HP regen. It's still possible for you to get bursted down pretty hard. I think he's one of the better heroes that deal with his aggression with Thunder Predator in the laning phase, though. That CK Ancient Apparition combo isn't going to do as much against the Tidehunter. Kraken Shell Hard Dispel means it'll dispel that cold feat before it applies to you and holds you in place in the middle of Chaos Knight trying to do his burst damage. And of course, having that Anchor Smash against the Phantasm and the Ravage if the enemies try to commit too hard and play uber aggressive on you is good. So I'm liking the Tidehunter to round off the draft on one hand, but on the other hand, I still think that Thunder Predator's draft is too strong. All these heroes together, them managing to draft the Bat Rider, them managing to draft the Beastmaster, which is Leo style in the mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be too overwhelming. The game will just end too fast for them to be able to do anything.
I definitely think the pressure is going to be fast and loose for the side of Thunder Predator. Where Haven Liberty, they really need to figure this out. I don't know if they'll be able to hold. It's tough. If their lanes go extremely well, I think even then it might not, it might not hold. I don't know. I think the level 6 is just so powerful. That spike for Thunder Predator is massive.
Rogue Knight claims another.
Yeah. Well, yeah, looking over here at all the heroes here, Hiko, he does have this is the damage, or I was going to say is the damage at first. Beastmaster again with Gaunts of Strength, Iron Branch, Fairy Fire, Quelling Blade. He'll be able to harass the Beastmaster a little bit. It won't be as easy for a Beastmaster to get pucked with that boar. Again, being able to click it back, being a ranged hero, and having that illusory orb to fall back on makes taking those down easier.
This guy has no chill, man.
But that lane is already difficult. As soon as you leave to go get CS and gank earlier on, Beastmaster will be pushing down your tower pretty quick. I don't know. I want to believe in Haven Liberty. I like believing in the underdogs, but Styles is an amazing mid player. I say it's time and time again that he is the king mid laner of South America. When you're dealing with a superior lineup as well, I'm not sure they can take this game.
Yeah, they have. We've tried to believe time and time again in Haven Liberty.
The quest for
Trying,
glory continues.
but they've fallen a bit short. It's not like they've just gotten demolished every game either. I don't think that's really been the case. They've certainly shown that they have what it takes to win games. I think sometimes they just let games slip away from them.
The good luck, have fun. They all love each other. This isn't the Beast Coast versus Thunder Predator matchup.
You are a true
Look at them friendly with each other. This is great. On one hand, I love it when there's some drama between the teams. They play that much harder against each other because it's not just about the winning or the money at that point. Every game is like TI finals, but this is nice too. Match between pals.
Just 30 seconds now. Let the countdown begin.
Oh, they find Hiko. He's going to be able to get away, though.
It takes that illusory orb level 1.
Yeah, he was forced to do that, but he'd probably get that anyways. Sometimes you get the phase shift, depending on who you're up against in the mid lane. Just be able to dodge their abilities. The illusory orb is fine. Our Spirit hasn't committed any abilities yet. I think they've gotten Boulder Smash at level 1.
Arrow hits onto the CK, and then Z, he's being chased back a little bit. Anchor Smash comes through once again. It was the early chilling touch for MJZ. This combo for them, MNZ and MJZ, have been very sharp.
Yeah. They have. It's a pretty good hero combination as well. Not as good as the Coddle and the Chaos Knight together, obviously. That Chakra Magic with the Chaos Bolt and the Reality Rift. The cooldown reduction on that, just being able to use both the skills twice in a row, as well as the Mana Port is great. Oh! Hit by that arrow. But not going to matter too much. Sexy Fat taking tons of damage, but I think he's getting extra regen sent out to him earlier. Yeah, he's got the salve coming already. Isn't even going to bother having a tango. Doesn't want to waste any HP regen. Efficient with every single point of gold he spends on this regen. Look at this genius. Sexy fat. What a gamer.
Stun thrown out at sexy fat one once again. Interrupt that salve. Ooh, arrow misses MNZ. Just continuing to watch this lane, but elsewhere, Matthew getting chased by Duster, who's tethered to the creep wave that he's trying to pull over.
Getting decent harass here with Duster, to be honest with you. He's got a couple of stacks of the sticky napalm on him. He's gonna need to move away now. Doesn't want more than like, doesn't want him to get up to like 5 or anything. Oh no, he could just. All right, he's always got tether to get away too, but he's gonna have to go to Hiko here on the puck, I think.
Fine thus far.
Oh, maybe we'll just let him get away after 6 stacking him. All right.
So, MNZ and MJZ haven't gotten level 2 just yet. Creep wave coming in though, so then they'll have that. And then at that point, let's see if they make a move to try and play aggressive, potentially onto sexy fat.
Bottom lane, they're shoving the lane underneath the tower, and Dealer Core actually managed to grab the courier. I think the item was already delivered though. Yeah, it ends up being a full magic wand. I don't know why players do this. I really don't like it when people spend that 150 gold to complete the magic wand. I understand that you want to build branches when you leave the base at the start because it's such a value, 50 gold for one all stats, but the 150 gold just, it's triggering. It's triggering to see it when people could be working their way towards other end, spending 150 gold on one all stats, and I guess freeing up.
Second stun, cold feet, MNZ. Okay, sexy fat allows himself to freeze over, but they're not going to go for the kill, and now avoiding the arrow. So all of a sudden, Theo Core, he's going to be chased by MNZ. Mango used, stun out. They go for the tide instead. They've got the cold feet, and they'll have first blood. Didn't have reality rift for that one to pull him back. He's only level 2, just hitting that 3.
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, not enough points into the Kraken Shell. The damage threshold is quite high, and his base HP isn't that high either. So the combo breaker that I was talking about, being able to get that full feat dispel off of yourself, as well as the stun and the armor debuff, isn't going to work.
CK to go on a damage bottom. Theo Core trying to get a kill here on MNZ. Doesn't risk leaping in. He doesn't actually have Starstorm. He took level 2 in the arrow first.
Yeah, that's interesting. Have a lot of faith in your arrow for you to do that. It does lower the cooldown, increase the maximum stun duration, but I think you want to go with the more reliable damage at Starstorm. So when you're level 5, you can throw that arrow out, then just leap in and get the double Starstorm. It does a lot of damage. I want to touch on mid lane briefly. Again, you do have more damage on Leo Style. You have the harass on Hiko. Actually does have a bit more net worth than Leo Style. I think just the fact he doesn't have to send out as much HP regen.
So Matthew is coming over, and they're going pretty far on RDO as well as Duster. 5 stacks of sticky napalm. All of a sudden goes into the Firefly. You'll get the Stormhammer War Cry used immediately, and Matthew finds the Boulder Smash on RDO. So they're going to continue to chase. Rolling Boulder ends up missing. Flame Break pushes him back, but RDO burning down pretty heavily as Duster's trying to keep him alive, but won't be able to do so. Frank under the tower ends up surviving. South pop by Duster. He had 8 stacks of sticky napalm on himself, but he wasn't the target.
No, and again, that's one of the issues with playing against Batright in the laning phase. You need a dispel. That's why all the time people play Legion Commander against them. People pick Oracle. People pick Abaddon or Slark, PL. You need some sort of way to get out of this. And right now, despite the fact you can heal them up with Wisp, you're still going to go down to all these stacks of sticky.
Wow. All of a sudden, Ancient Apparition gets a Courier. They get all 4 bounty runes at the 5-minute mark for the side of Thunder Predator. Playing this perfectly thus far. They're doing a really good job in every lane.
Now ahead of the clock in net worth is
Stun, Cold Feet. MNZ, he's got Reality Rift. Ooh, Cold Feet actually gets purged off thanks to the Kraken Shell.
Yep. He held the Reality Rift till after the Kraken Shell popped there, though, which is smart. Again, you'll dispel all the negative debuffs on you.
Mount the Liqueur, leap away. And that was after he threw the arrow and leaped the first time, but has one more leap charge left. Matthew won't be able to catch him. Soul Ring for Sexy Fat, but look at this. He's walking all the way back to base. It just opens it up entirely for MNZ.
Yeah, it's getting rough for him. The Soul Ring it's a great item right now, give you armor and strength, but the lack of HP regen means you need to build like a ring of health or something else to go with it pretty quickly. Like have the HP regen to sustain yourself in lane ball, dealing with harass from the enemy. The Soul Ring is definitely worth it. Bkop, again, just behind Leo style here. The mid can't deal with the Beastmaster's base damage. He does eventually have the advantage of him having an easier time roaming, ganking, he can use his Dream Coil, but between these two heroes, Sexy Fat and Bkop here, I don't think he has enough damage to bring down this Chaos Knight. 14 wand charges, 1100, almost 1200 HP. Even though you don't have boots, I think you can just kind of walk towards your tower, then stand there and you're fine. Waste of time hitting down bottom, to be completely honest with you.
And that leaves Beastmaster open and just continue farming here, delivering the Necro book and the rest of it MJZ as he TPs towards mid. And you've got Leo Style is level 7, so he's got that Primal Roar to work with. You know, you've got the Necro book to push this tier 1 tower, and now that you've left this tower, Hiko, you've got 3 heroes bottom, but you're losing your tier 1 mid, and that's going to open up the jungle. Like this, all of a sudden, can become a major problem.
He's just dead here on Hiko. He's got the Hawk up. They know exactly where he is. They can run it on him.
Shift, Waning Rift, Dream Coil. He'll survive. No Caster's Curse on that one. They both snap it. They're going to commit for the tower, though. Like, this comes in and, like, yeah, Hiko survives there, but your tower is gone. They look over. Stormhammer hits onto the Beastmaster. Leo Style getting low. He ends up surviving. 4 heroes over here mid, and if they don't kill anybody from this, this is a huge rotation for nothing, and just allowing Batrider and Seeker to have free reign of their lanes.
If they commit Dream Coil in order to stay alive, then you didn't have to get the kill in the end. Oh, Hiko does get the regen rune right there. Not bad. As long as he doesn't get interrupted immediately by MNZ. Alright, yeah, he's fine. This guy's a genius. He would never make such a misplay.
Dire should look to their top tower. Dire have fortified their structures against attack.
Sexy Fat just getting harassed up.
Dire's top tower is
Level 6 here for MNZ, about to be 7. Go on.
I'm surprised Beastmaster opted to come back to the mid lane. The tower was just taken. I think you hit top or the bottom lane. You get all those tier 1s out, 5 extra levels of Necronomicon that way. So he just goes in the jungle. Maybe he just wants those neutral items, you know? This Batrider only just found the first one for his team, and they are almost 9 minutes into the game. Where's his RNG, though?
Pray enough, you get the right RNGs.
There we go, the broom handle. Here's his RNG. He'll probably make his way to the bottom lane now. He's got the level 2 Necronomicon. Alright, he's got this poor man's shield. Put that back to base. I wonder who's going to hold on to that one. Probably the Chaos Knight. And of course, Ironwood Tree picked up the Sven. They've got all their neutral items as well. Fat's HP is pretty low. Mid lane, AA just trying to get level 6. He'll probably have it by 10 minutes. Be able to throw out those ultimates onto whoever the Beastmaster roars, the Earthshaker goes on. Or sorry, with Spirit.
And then that leaves the Tome of Knowledge to be picked up by the Earth Spirit, get him to a quicker 6. And I think you're in a good position to start moving around the map effectively and lock down these heroes again with the Primal Roar coming through and an Ice Blast. Pretty much have the lockdown to kill off anybody in these lanes.
Yeah. One,
Yeah, Tome goes to
two.
the Earth Spirit.
It's probably gonna be 2 for 2 bounty raids unless somebody from the side of Haven Liberty can sneak up into the enemy team triangle. But it's pretty dangerous with the Chaos Knight sitting right there. A blast off the cooldown. Plane taken, and they'll probably turn his sights bottom next. Maybe after invading the enemy jungle and warding it up, though. We'll see. He does have a ward in his backpack.
So no Midas for Seeker, just going into the Armlet. Doesn't want to take this later than it needs to be. You've got an early activation with your level 6s. I think you're fine in that sense where you can just use your level 6s to start and go. That being said, Hiko's had a pretty decent lane. He's already got a Blink Dagger.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He does, but to a lot of people, the setup feels pretty underwhelming on Puck. Unless you're setting up for another thing that's super big, you're not going to do too great with it. Again, you don't have somebody who can toss him out or kick him out like you do with the Earth Spear.
Over, Ice Blast coming bottom. They've got the lasso that hits on both Murata as well as the Tidehunter. He'll use that Ravage, but it feels so defensive. They come in with Magnetize. Here's the Relocate as well as the Dream Coil. All 5 heroes here for the Dire. The Olakura ends up dead to the Ice Blast, and Matthew and Frank fall to the rotations from Haven Liberty. Really well done countering that entire attack. Ravage didn't end up coming out and working for them.
500 gold going their way, about 800 XP. Not bad at all. And Hiko is going to get some harass, if not bring down this bottom tower. Blink Dagger, I'm not seeing that much of a point of rushing this thing. Again, you've got the average to fall back on. You've got Sven, but neither of these people are really going to be that active. Like maybe if you have like a lifesteal on your team, you just start going around bombing people, then great. First have a Blink Dagger, but even then, like, lifesteal wants to farm. You get that Blink Dagger later on, you're going to do just fine. First item doesn't feel like the best use of gold or his early game to me, and he really needs to push his early game because he's going to fall off compared to the Beastmaster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So, smoke used.
Eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
Audio with the bigger brain, going Massive Madness rather than Midas that we saw he won Hector go the other day. I think they're both viable farming items, but you know, heroes like Medusa, heroes like Sven, they farm better with the Mask of Madness than they do with the Head of Midas. The XP is great, yeah, but the fact that you move around faster, you kill camps faster, it's just so much better. Of course, way better at taking team fights if you have to. Like, because you can't really warrant picking up a Midas on those heroes unless it's like immediately blow up a creep from the enemy hero in a team fight.
When Shadow used, they're going to start approaching towards top, go for MNZ. Just got this Armwood finished off, going into the Echo Saber afterwards. Bottom, they're taking a look for somebody here. They might be able to find RDO and Duster. They do have Relocate to work with. Frank coming over right by this creep wave, and there's the Relocate. They want to go in on to MNZ. They've got the Dream Coil, they have the Relocate, Stormhammer hits, and this should be a dead CK. I say that, Armwood toggling, but snaps the Dream Coil, and still ends up dead. They're going to relocate back towards bottom. They'll leave Duster to be by himself. However, Leo Style and MJZ are just, they're too far past, so he can TP back to base. So that's fine. That's a good pickoff.
Dire should look
370 XP going their way, but 600 gold, not bad at all. Getting that Chaos Knight. And again, it doesn't have that many items. It's still pretty easy to bring down. Not much armor, not much strength. Only thing providing those is the armlet. And partway to is Echo Saber. Wants to go that Silver Edge eventually, I feel. Probably to symbol it into a mask with a Silver Edge. Eventually a Satanic and a Silver Edge.
Sexy Fat, Ice Blast coming in. They got the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash. They hit the Magnetize. Now they have the Lasso out of the Puck. They'll follow that up with the Primal War. They get the kill on a Hiko. They look over at Sexy Fat, who's taking damage from this Magnetize. Can they reapply it and go back in? No, actually, they drop the Remnant, and that doesn't reapply. Stormhammer comes through. They look over at Duster. They'll try to bring him back and get the kill. They don't even need to do so. They just right-click him down as the tether breaks. Frank's still looking to be aggressive as he's got this illusion. He's body-blocking RDO with it. Really well done by Frank. Doesn't have a Blink Dagger to really cut the gap between the two of them, and eventually he'll just give up as behind him is Theolacor.
Yeah.
I say that, but he's being annoying with this illusion. As the Flame Break
misses the Flame Break.
It, I don't think you want to dive any further.
Oh, he's not going to fall for that one.
Oh, Dream Coil misses.
Oh, no.
Okay, Frank. If Frank gets out of this, I'd be super impressed. Arrow hits, Stormhammer should follow that up, and he ends up dead. But the Ice Blast, it just comes in, and then they're taking the two bottom.
I mean, they committed so much to be able to pick that guy off. Again, not being able to grab him on that drain coil. The storm hammer, end up dropping the arrow, and of course the enemy team has so much space. This is the main thing.
Stormhammer, Ravage coming through. CK locked down with the Beastmaster. MNZ trying to survive with the armlet. They go after Duster. They've got the silence with the Geomagnetic Grip hitting on a couple of these heroes. They get the kill on MNZ. Heat going to the back lines, hit with Cold Feet. Ooh, Primal Roar, Ice Blast. Now they've got the control, but I think he phase shifted through the Ice Blast, so he misses that. The Loser Orb hits Lose thought to finish him off, and they get the gun to MJZ. Now they've got the lasso on Sven, but what does this do for you? Oh. You've used the lasso. Do you have the damage to kill him off? You're starting to go through, magnetize, doing a lot of damage. Boulder Smash is there. Maybe you do. RDO ends up dropping. Can you get the rest of these heroes? Firefly right on top of them, looking over at Theo Core. The Dream Core gets used out onto Frank. Frank getting low. Arrow hits. He ends up dead. 4 heroes gone on the side of Thunder Predator. And now Matthew needs to leave with the little health he has left.
Yeah, honestly, I thought the Bat Rider would try dragging the Sven up onto that high ground there. He did end up going down anyways, but that would have been insult to injury. So 3,400 XP going their way, but 1,600 gold the way of Haven Liberty, and Miranda, Wisp, Puck, so keeping them in this.
Haste.
RDO going down there wasn't fun though. And this guy needs to really pop off his game. He's going for his Heaven's Halberd right now. I'm not sure that Heaven's Halberd is the real big item that's going to allow you to win these fights. Again, you have the disarm on the enemy is great, but you're fighting into the Beastmaster who has all these units. You're fighting into the CK who has all these different units. Your disarm isn't preventing, isn't even shutting down a single one of these big damage heroes because the damage all comes out from the multiple units that they have.
Roche very quickly done by the side of Thunder Predator. Nicely done there. Heaven's Halberd picked up, but we'll see how much that ends up doing. You take a look at where the CK is. He's right there with the Sven, but Beastmaster up towards the top as well. He's got himself the Necro 3 as well as the Vlads, and he's going into a Solar Crest next. So auras, help for the CK, push potential.
As long as someone gets to keep hitting creeps, he will eventually outscale the CK and the Beastmaster's net worth. He does have the Masked Bandits. He does have the Great Cleave. He's got the People's Gift, though, unfortunately. Couldn't get a better item than that. Imp-Claw would have been excellent to grab on him. And he just got Chrysalis and Assault Cross queued up next on RDO.
Looks like they're going to lose this tier 2 top.
MNZ's got Scotty keyed up. Makes a lot of sense against the heroes on Haven Liberty.
So they take the tower, and I mean, even Liberty, they're farming. They can't catch Matthew there. They're losing these towers, and they're going to start losing control of a lot of the map.
Embrace found. It's a nice item. Take him up a bit. 10% magic resistance, and that's a lot of what they have right now. Puck is a pretty big factor in these as well. Even though his score isn't as good, he is one of the stronger heroes in this game. Another pause coming out. This gives us some time to talk about the other heroes in the game. This Earth Spirit, who's felt a little bit slow to me, and of course the Mirana. She's gotten some okay arrows, but it feels like the Mirana and the AA are just kind of been playing different games. Again, these heroes. All right, we're good to go. But Mirana, it feels like I'm going for a Yule Scepter. I think you might need to scale into like damage or something though.
This is an interesting spot from Matthew. Use the Moonlight Shadow. Okay, they'll just leave. I thought maybe they'd follow that up, but with Moonlight Shadow used, they don't want to go up there just yet. And look at the Reality Rift. They look over. on the high ground. You need to be careful walking up there, MNZ. You've got the rest of the team nearby. Sexy Fat does have this Ravage to play with. Frank looking for the blink as well as the lasso. They've knocked up MNZ. They've got the silence. Now they've got the silence out of the puck. Ice Blast coming through. Ravage is used. Matthew backs away. MNZ, he's hit with that Dream Coil. Lasso out on the Mirana, but is that really the target you want to be going for? The Load Loader hits onto the spin. They've also got the Primal Roar to follow that up. They've disarmed the CK, but they've got the damage to follow this one. Star Storm damage. RDO ends up dead. And I believe Duster got out with the relocate without the Sven. They get the kill in the field of core. They look over at the puck. Hiko in some trouble. The Flame Break brings him back. He's got the illusion of the jaunt away, but not far enough away. Matthew's right there with him. Boulder Smash is used. Duster comes back to the fight. He ends up dead, but Hiko doing a good job of staying alive so far. Illusory Orb once again, and he will jaunt to it. But blink forward right on top of him. He picks up the Bounty Rune. Geomagnetic Grip will stop him from jaunting once again. Phase Shift, trying to blink, but still ends up dead.
It wouldn't even matter if he did blink away. The phase shift not lasting long enough to outlast the DPS on the Flame Break. Well, what I was trying to say in my half and not really making sense days, I feel like this Mirana needs to be scaling to late game and building damage. The only damage dealer on their team really being the Sven. You have the blink deck, you have the bits of travel on the puck, but it's only Sven that's going to be able to be hitting things. Of course, if you only have to run at him and you have the A on your team, you have a Primal Roar, you have Lasso, and you have a CK, they only have to worry about jumping one guy. Their life is so easy.
Storm Hammer. Ice Blast coming in. That's actually going to the back line. Sexy Fat pulled him with the Reality Rift. They're around this Tide who no longer has Ravage. They'll avoid the arrow that actually hits a Necro Creep. Chilling Touch. Slowing him down. 3 seconds stun. They're right on him. They'll try to TP out, but there's the Reality Rift as well as the Yule. So they controlled him up and killed him off.
Yep. Well, Hiko tries to shove out mid lane. It's not going to do that much. Theo Style already making a mad dash down here. You don't get to split push this creep wave. If we decide we want to push, we're pushing.
Ooh. Matthew comes over. Hiko picks up the Bounty Rune. Nobody here to really help this out. They're actually fighting over in the jungle. They've got the lasso on the Duster. Easy, quick kill. You've got Matthew sticking with the puck. I'll go and get CK's Courier, which I believe was waiting to pick up an ulti orb as well as the point booster. Reality Rift over. Maybe we're looking to kill off this Mirana Courier, who's moving over with the Moonlight Shadow. Sentry placed down. They still have vision on the Hiko. Snaps the Dream Coil. I didn't think he had pulled off of that one. However, they're going to look and continue to search as Hiko's now been spotted. Yules, control, Ice Blast. That ends up missing with the Phase Shift, but they're right on him. Cold Feet, right-click damage. Matthew's still staying with him. Chilling Touch hits, Phase Shift once again. And eventually with the Reality Rift and the shot from Frank, they kill Hiko. That is wasted the time on the first stages.
I don't know. As much as you call it wasted, I call it just playing very aggressive. Again, using the enemy triangle, he's very far forward on the CK. The enemy just couldn't bring him down, though. And again, they knew if they did commit onto him, used all those ultimates, then they wouldn't have been able to get him a second time. So making good use out of the Aegis onto the Predator. And, of course, making good use out of the aggression here on Beastmaster. All the outer towers are taken at the moment. You do have to play against a Tide Hunter and a Puck. So I think right now they just kind of bide their time. Wait for them to finish. Oh.
Okay. For the relocate. Oh, the silence. Primal Roar, 4-second stun on RDO. They kill off Duster too. Now they'll find themselves Sexy Fat. There's Yules from Theolacor. Arrow comes in. That ends up landing. They haven't brought back on the Sven or this Wisp just yet. They get the kill on a Sexy Fat. They'll drop down the Dream Coil. Hiko with the Illusory Orb out. Getting some distance. However, with 3 heroes dead, this is a high ground push for the side of Thunder Predator.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Again, you stall up for a couple of seconds here with that 4-5, and you do a Phantasmal cooldown for another 37 at the moment, but too good at hitting this tower. This blows up. I'm not sure they can be able to stop him from grabbing his range reaction either. Tashner doesn't respond for another 20 seconds here. Again, I want to reiterate, they don't really have the tools they need to deal with this. Mirana doesn't have the damage. The only person with damage is Sven.
Frank in deep. He's trying to get away, but won't. That's an interesting little dive there.
He just won't. And even though you managed to grab that mid barrack, you definitely didn't need to die on Frank there. But 9k net worth up at 24 minutes. I think they just relax, wait for the next Roshan to grab 27-minute items before going for their next push, but And their Predator is tearing Haven Liberty apart right now.
Trying to man fight on this. I don't know if that's what you want to do. Ice Blast coming in, MNZ taking a lot of damage. They're going to Phantasm, but there's the Ravage. They get the kill on MNZ. They'll take it as 4-time spree. Matthew also dies. Ice Blast was decently placed. It is a level 2 Ice Blast. They just didn't have the numbers there.
Sorry. Sorry, VA. People finally get some control of the map on their own. Mid lane isn't shoving in as much as 60 Fat is trying. They sort of have to wait for Earth Spirit and Chaos Knight to respawn. ES setting up a lot of these plays. They are able to do these things without him, but he makes it so much easier. He jumps on somebody one place in the map, your team jumps on another, or he gets that long range initiation.
It's starting to get a decent chunk of farm.
Look for us to be careful. Oh, he goes the wrong way on Matthew. The other way around, you catch the Mirana.
Frank's still here. One more leap. However, Duster's back. Matthew's got the Yules. They have the Geomagnetic Grip. They'll get the kill on a Duster, and instead of finding the Mirana of Theo Agor, they take out the Wisp.
Look further up on Thunder Predator again. 30 seconds next tier of items. That comes out 137, or sorry, 1 minute 37 seconds till Roshan responds. You just take it slow at the moment on Thunder Predator.
Preemptive Ice Blast on this scan. They're gonna have the Ice Blast come through as well as the Geomagnetic Grip. This means RDO is dead to rights. Frank gets credit for that kill. He buys out on the AC before he ends up dead. However, now you're dead for 50 seconds, and all of a sudden, MNZ wants to push your high ground. 4 staff, snapping the Dream Coil. Really well done there by Haven Liberty to do so, but they just don't have the damage to follow that up.
Most of this does come from the heroes right now. Don't have that sizable of menagerie on MNZ, and of course, no catapult makes things even more difficult. I'll help. Riders. Trying to shove in mid lane or find a pick off over here while the enemy considers overextending.
The dire stand on the hunt for radiant forces.
Ultimate comes out, but again, Thunder Predator not up. Everyone in Haven Liberty is probably a little bit confused as to why they backed up. Seemingly no reason. Maybe they didn't know that everything is shut down.
So posturing towards Roche, just trying to keep themselves there and make sure that they can secure the Aegis, get themselves the cheese, work on finishing the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And a brain melt right there.
Ooh, double damage. I'll leave that for MNZ. Now they see that Roche is up, so they're gonna pick up this double damage, and all of a sudden, you know, they could go for Roche, but God's Strength, Ice Blast coming through with the Ravage. Oh, hits Frank blinking in. Neither of them have buyback. This fight goes horribly for the side of Thunder Predator. All of a sudden, Haven Liberty come out on top. They have a double damage on MNZ, so he kills off the Core, but the Stormhammer comes through, hits onto the CK, Uzu are forward. They don't have lockdown needed, but they kill him off anyway.
Oh my god, that was beautiful. The blink in by the puck followed by the perfect Ravage. Of course, they're all lined up for Sven to bowl them over. And with God's Strength up, here we go. Gonna get ourselves a Roshan. They do have AA available. Matthew is setting up around the pit. He wants to roll in. The vision of it because of the AA. You have to be careful. Someone has to block Matthew here.
Ice Blast coming in. 4 step away. Can he pick up the Aegis? Can he get the cheese? Can he get anything out of this? He had that slot open. Aegis picked up by RDO, and I believe they also got the cheese.
Yeah, I was on the ground for a little while there. It must have made everyone on his team nervous, just trusting Sven to pick it up. Because, again, you don't want to pick up the Aegis for him. You can grab the cheese, but not that other one. He's going to be pretty mad at you if you grab that. Just like that, start to come back into the game. To the XP and net worth graphs, game was going very heavy in favor of Thunder Predator here, but Haven Liberty bringing it back. He lost that one set of racks. I don't want to say that we're going to see a repeat of that last game, but you know, it's a pretty good start. You do have some of the things you need to counter out the heroes on Thunder Predator. So, it's nothing to...
Catching Theocore. Primal Roar to follow that one up, and that'll secure the kill. What does Sven have right now? Almost has this Daedalus. Wow.
Yeah.
He's very farmed.
Again, my biggest issue with this one, Bkop, is the fact that this the Marauder on the position 4 isn't scaling into damage. You've got like just all these escape and utility items on Puck. Oh no, the reach from Matthew!
Does he have Tether? Not for 5 seconds. He's also been silenced. Now he's right on them. They've dusted him up. Solar Crest on, and there's Duster dead. So
That talent is so good. Sorry.
I think it's fine that he's, you know, it sucks that he's dead, but I think it's fine overall.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, standing Earth Spirit again. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Boulder going 2250 range with the Revenant is very far. You can catch basically any hero.
You are a true friend.
But I was just trying to touch on before that last team fight. My major issue with Haven Liberty, even if they manage to come back in this game, all of their damage comes from Sven. We've seen this happen a couple times in the series, this tournament, and it seems fine. Like Medusa's managed to carry a game by herself. We've seen Sven's pop off. We've seen Terrorblades pop off. But when you have all this control for the enemy, like you have the Lasso, you have the Primal Roar, you have AA Blast, it's that much harder to be the only hero that's doing damage. And Puck goes to utility builds like this, and of course Tidehunter just auras and looks like he wants to go...
Blink, Duster, oh. Gets invis very quickly with that Glimmer Cape as he was TPing out.
RDO, they trust this game. They get him Scepter coming up next for him.
Every win is very important for Haven Liberty at this point. Yeah, they can pull off a win here. This is pretty massive, honestly.
It's one of the harder teams to beat, though. Again, they're the second highest place in the group stage right now. Of course, Quincy Crew doesn't really count. They haven't played enough games to have like the top spot they'd otherwise have. But Thunder Predator is in second. If you consider like Quincy Crew going at the pace that they're going at right now, they'd be in third. So it's a hard team to beat. At least 10 teams here. Haven Liberty is one of the toughest to bring down. Or sorry, Thunder Predator is one of the toughest to bring down for sure.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Scan comes out. They are smoked up on the side of Haven Liberty. Look at that Hawk. They do have a gem and now an Ags on this Puck.
Here we go. Down to the bottom lane just to shove it out. This doesn't make that much sense.
They've done this a couple times.
Just to farm? Or just to
Push
bring him
out,
down
and
here?
sometimes Duster...
He brings him back.
Yeah, sometimes Duster leaves him, but sometimes Duster brings him back, and it's normally just to push out these lanes and farm really quickly all over the map. At least from what it's looked like.
Dropping your kid off at soccer practice.
Basically.
I guess the relocate spell's not what it used to be. It takes like a second longer to be able to get across the map compared to like when relocate was so highly valued. Well, thinking like an era from ages ago, before just being able to hop onto a hero who was farming by themselves every time it was off a cooldown was just way too big. It was banned out like every game. It lasting longer, heroes having more gold, etc. Make it not as great. Of course, being able to interrupt it.
Getting this Axe is going to be pretty important here for the Sven. You know, when you have that jump as well as the Daedalus, you can probably kill somebody with that Stormhammer because you get that extra shot in.
Aegis expires. He has a slot for it now. Again, you're the only one doing damage here. They're going to start building solutions here. They'll probably build solutions ahead of time on Thunder Predator. I mean, they have Silver Edge coming out on Chaos Knight. They have... Gee, they don't have very good solutions right now. I take back what I said. A lot of these can't be just counted out by this Fen with the eggs and the D-spell. You can blow up most of what Leo Styles got as well. He pops his Necro Book, he's got his units around him. You just leave them all down. They smoke up.
They smoke. They're going to head towards the triangle. Try to take a fight. But everything's up for the side of Haven Liberty. Fighting into the Ravage is what really hurt them the previous exchange over by the Roche pit. Bkop sends an illusory orb back, blinks forward, grabs the bounty rune, and I believe reveals Leo style. Arrow comes across, not going to land on anybody, and I think with that, Thunder Predator, they just can't commit to a fight.
No.
Quickening Charm for this Tide, 130.5 seconds for that Ravage cooldown. Anchor Smash on a 3.5 second cooldown. There's the Ags finished for RDO. He doesn't have buyback at the moment, so if you're able to kill off this Sven, you wouldn't have buyback and you can probably ransack the base. But now the question is, can you kill him? He's got the Ags, he has the Mask of Madness, as well as the Daedalus. He's got a Heaven's Halberd ready for the CK as well.
Kiko, while you all chatting with your hero lines, you know something we don't. This is dangerous. Matthew getting ready. He's trying to set up on the enemies. Leo style behind him. His Necro Book popped already. AA at a suitable distance to throw out a blast. This could be the fight for them.
Going on Sexy Fat doesn't seem like the right way to go about this, though. If you're going to go for this Tide, that might be a problem. They've got the Storm Hammer, they have the damage, they'll pop the God Strength, they get the kill into Matthew. Now they look over as the Dream Coil hits on a Frank. They fall back on Matthew. It was actually on an MNZ, not Frank, excuse me. They get the kill into the CK. It might have actually been on Frank as well, because they got the kill into MNZ as well as Frank. They get the BKB Popeye Leo style. And he's able to TP out. The damage pretty heavy with the Daedalus. So MNZ and Frank gone. MNZ no buyback. Okay.
No, that was wild. Again, you just go super far forward on that Chaos Knight, and then the rest of the team on Thunder Predator, they don't want to all get ravaged up, so they kind of try to circle around him, but the entire time, Sexy Fat just holding the angle, stopping him coming through on the team and shutting down RDO and saving CK.
So no more God Strength, and they'll back off the push. Roche up, potentially in 13 seconds.
Potentially. It's neat to see that one, though. Again, Sexy Fat is holding that angle, and everyone else so afraid to commit on Thunder Predator, they end up losing more time they would have lost with them all getting hit by that Ravage.
Shaco, Ninja here. Okay, that confused me for a second. I was like, they just left those items?
We don't need them. It's, neutral items are a crutch for bad players, as they say. Let the enemy team have 8 to work with.
I don't know who says that.
Me, just now.
Okay. Stormhammer, BKB, Popeye Leo style. Thinking about going in with Primal Roar. Sven, Lotus Orb on him. There's the Flame Break. Dream Coil used. Ice Blast comes in. I think that missed him with the Flame Break hitting onto the Sven. Oh no, he got hit with that Ice Blast. Stormhammer comes through. They get the kill on Frank. They look over at Matthew. They found themselves a second. Leo style in some trouble as he popped the BKB on the initiation coming in from the Sven. So he's forced to run. The Primal Roar already gets used. They get the kill into Theola Core. They'll bring him back up onto the high ground. Gems on the deck. MJZ standing here looking to try and help Leo style, but he can't. So now that he's stood around and stayed here, he should be able to get the kill out onto the Ancient Apparition because, well, he's pretty weak. However, they don't chase him. They just go for Roche.
Yeah. And that's so close now to the BKB on the Sven, but what do you replace? The Mask of Madness right now? Either way, you're going to need to give up a slot.
Boots. Replace the boots.
You get Sanctum's Blessing. They give it to Puck? No, Puck already has an Aghanim Scepter. They give it to Tidehunter.
Oh,
that's interesting.
That's amazing. I love that, Ags.
It's all
Big
right.
fan. Oh, come on. A wave of Gush, 7 minus armor. That's going to be great for this Sven.
It's okay. Only they didn't get the -4 Gush armor. Or the Gush talent at 10. You know, kind of weak stuff.
Oh, gosh.
You tilted seeing it, Bkop, be honest.
I'm kind of upset about it. Could have given it to the Marana then if you already did that, and then have the Marana farm.
Spell Prism picked up on the Sven. I think he's just going to hang on to this one. Again, 12 all stats, not bad. Mana regen, not bad. Having access to all his abilities and items that much quicker is nice too. But you almost wish that you got that Aghanim's Blessing before you hard committed to the Sven or the Puck. It might have even been worth it to sell it, get that extra 2,000 gold in the bank. Have that free slot for your Massive Madness, your BKB now. He actually got the Aghanim's Blessing queued up next on Sven. Guess it was just too much value to give it away to one of the heroes.
Do you like M&Z's build?
I think it's necessary against the enemy heroes. Again, it's great against range cores, having that Scotty, so it's going to do well against the puck. I think it's good against Io. You can jump on the back and start bringing
I don't like
down.
M&Z going for this. Break, 4-second stun, Ice Blast coming in. I say I don't like him going for it because I thought the rest of the team might follow this up considering how close they were, but instead, he dies very quickly.
I mean, they just relocated to the top of the map. The enemy team can see that. They think, okay, well, who's going up there? Oh, okay, it's just Duster and RDO using relocate to farm creeps again. We're good to go. We can just fight the enemies now. So they telegraph their movements.
Yeah, telegraph pretty hard to the point where they lose that tide really easily. No, that Silver Edge coming in clutch, having that break, getting that kill, and then all of a sudden now you're without a tide for 46 seconds. Yeah, you're holding onto the Aegis, but look at Thunder Predator, they want to fight. They didn't really use much to get that kill.
Tidehunter is a backbone to their team. One of the backbones to their team. You know, what the enemies are able to take, and of course, and he does get a really good ravage off. It can completely bring people down with the Chaos Surge and combo with the Sven. Like a good ravage in the Stormbolt, or Stormbolt in the ravage to just blow anybody you want up at the moment. Very far away. The game has started to slow down a little bit. I want to see action, Bkop.
It's been kind of just pick-offy, but, you know, we're waiting for a fight now that they have the tide back up. They're going to smoke on the side of Haven Liberty. This could be the fight that they need to finish this game, but they can't. I just don't think you could have RDO and Duster by yourself. So, like, obviously, yes, he's got the relocate, but I'd rather just be searching as 5.
We've talked about this one. Again, this is the only big damage hero you have. Even with everybody else alive, and like, maybe 2 heroes alive on Thunder Predator, I think you still lose those team fights if you don't have Sven. But it's just to group up on Thunder Predator, though. We'll be smoking in just a second. If anyone has one. I have to do it old school. Old school, of course, just popping that Shadow Blade on the Chaos Knight. And trying to scout things out.
He's got a leveler, has that Prince's Knife, so he'll have that Hex Strike to start. That could be pretty big in these engagements, especially if you land on RDO. Or even just Duster.
That's right. I want action, though. Both teams playing in their own jungle. This is some boring stuff. This is not what the people want to see.
The people's caster wants the people's happiness.
Exactly. Looking out for everybody's interests here. Trust me.
Is this better, though, for Thunder Predator or for Haven Liberty?
I thought Thunder Predator would close this game out by now, to be completely honest with you. The later it goes, the better it is for Haven Liberty. The only question is, push comes to shove, can they keep the Sven alive in the team fights? Does he have enough status resistance? Does he even have people using Lotus Orbs on him? We'll find out.
Now that Aegis is gone.
Yeah.
So, second Aegis in a row that he's used for, like, strictly farming.
5 minutes of doing absolutely nothing. Not exactly pleased with him right now, but I do like that Haven Liberty has kind of clawed their way back into this game. XP net worth weighed like 80, win probability like 80% for Thunder Predator earlier. XP net worth both 8,000 in favor of Thunder Predator as well. Now let's change. Shoes on the other foot.
So 10x for CK. As he's also got a BKB ready to go. Beastmaster, meanwhile, Spell Prism, that's going to be nice. Primal Roar on a 56-second cooldown. He's also got Boars every 24 seconds. Axe is every 6.4. He's looking to go into an Abyssal Blade next, so having that extra control.
Yep. And of course, Abyssal Blade. Going through Magic Community, it's gonna be a good one. These heroes don't ever take engagements, like 10-second BKB on Axe and probably 8 or 9-second BKB on.
He relocated top, RDO. They want to spot Duster, if anything. They get to go back.
Bottom lane. Alright, another pause comes out. I agree, MJZ. This game was way too slow. It did nothing with the Aegis. They're afraid to fight. You're afraid to fight. It shouldn't be that hard, though. Again, just the Sven you have to worry about. Jump on him at the start of the fight. Drop your Heaven's Halberd on him. Okay, Duster's got 300 ping. What do you do if you're one of these two teams, Bkop?
It's hard. It's definitely a tough sell to fight right now. If you're Thunder Predator, you're fighting in a Ravage. Bought the BKB knowing that the Ags is finished off on the puck too.
Yeah.
Heaven's Halberd would be nice to have for Matthew. I would certainly love having that Ags. Enchant Remnant could be crucial in these fights. But delaying the game, I think, just makes things worse for you. Mirana hasn't exactly built into damage going into a Blink Dagger after a Solar Crest and Yule, so helping out the Sven as much as he can. It doesn't look like things get easier for Thunder Predator as time goes by, but I would say that comes down to itemization.
Yeah, all of this is coming down to one fight inside the Roach Pit where Hiko managed to get that multi-man Dream Coil off Ravage into them being set up perfectly for RDO. Off his God Strength and show off his Aghanim Scepter. Another relocate.
Just Duster.
All the way back from the base this time. Yeah, this is what he's worried about. The enemy's coming onto his tower. Pop this out and do his best to clear them out. It shouldn't last very long at all, though.
Yay, TP too far back.
I think he's worried about how far forward that Thunder Predator are willing to dive, or able to dive for that matter.
$12K lead, but if another Roche comes in and Thunder Predator get it, the Ag's Blessing's making up a lot of this net worth difference.
If another Roche comes up and they haven't taken a fight on either team, I'm going to start screaming.
If you get Ag's Blessing on any of these heroes, who would it be for the side of Thunder Predator? Are you giving it right to the Bat Rider, try to get that double lasso, or are you giving it to the Earth Spirit for the Enchant Remnant because he's already built?
That's a no-brainer. That is an Earth Spirit item.
Or are you giving it to the Ancient Apparition, who will try to, you know, do what he can?
Again, picture this. The Sven flies at you, right? You just quickly drop, or you turn him, you jump onto him, you turn him into stone, you kick him away from the team fight, and he can't come back until it's off cooldown. Alternatively, Sven flies at you, you turn yourself into a remnant, you kick yourself, and then you roll yourself away. And the Sven is forced to chase you that entire time inside a Stormhammer. It would be a wild ride. I want to get on to Matthew's wild ride.
Ooh, they found Ancient Apparition. MJZ getting low for staff onto the cliff. Hiko cliffs himself going for him, but that won't matter. Nobody nearby for the side of Thunder Predator. Meanwhile, Leo Style is actually pushing out bottom. They got that tier 3 up towards top. They want to push in bottom, see what they can do here, and maybe force the hand of Haven Liberty going towards this Roche pit.
Let's see.
You can just come back with the relocate. So they'll clean up bot.
Yeah, I'm going to scream. Absolutely no action. Fresher Shard. Aghanim's Blessing. Had enough, Bkop. We need one of these teams to do something.
Scream and shout and let it all out. Beastmaster stayed here bottom, so the relocate's on cooldown or not. Actually, okay, they're already back. It's only 5 seconds, so they're back very quickly. Meanwhile, on top, Hiko looking for MNZ. Lose reward, misses him, but still the Force Staff. Dream Coil. Yeah, he's got it. Stops the TP. All arrow, but the BKB in time. I think he's still in trouble. Rest of the team's gonna start to show up. Sexy Fat in on this, but there's the kill onto the Tide. Ice Blast comes in. MNZ gets the damage out. BKB's been popped by RDO. They've got the disarm onto the CK. They get the kill on MNZ, so they lose CK. They'll take out Matthew. That should be enough to go for Roche. But you need to be careful. Bottom still getting pushed in by Leo style. He's nowhere near this fight. TP in from Mirana. I don't think that's gonna be enough. Although he goes here too. Okay.
You see, they have max to Roche, but you know they do have buyback still. They've waited long enough for them.
Take us.
See how they said.
Needs more survivability.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, they found this Leo style Beastmaster. Relocate over, easy kill with the God Strength popped.
I mean, what do you build for more survivability on CK at this point? He just killed the enemy hero faster than he kills you. Again, it's a lot of the damage is coming up from him in these team fights as well. Lots on the shoulders of the Sven and of the CK.
Does 25 help any of these heroes enough on the side of Thunder Predator? They've got 25 on the Beastmaster. That gave them Inner Beast attack speed. Now they're in a Roche, so no buybacks used. This is pretty bad. Flame Break comes in. That'll spot them. Frank now hit with the Dream Coil. Stormhammer coming through. There's the BKB, but he can't snap the Dream Coil. He would be in trouble if he did so. And he does.
Alright.
Haste.
It keeps him out of Roche for a little bit. CK back alive. I just don't know if you can go into this now that you don't have Lasso. So you're giving up Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Chart, which means 2 Ravages.
I don't know about
Immortality.
Rider does have cooldown available. I thought he had none because his respawn time was so high, but it has been so long.
Courier! Only got away with the cheese.
Cheeky.
Radiant's courier
There
has
it is.
been
They killed
gem
him.
drop. Wisp end up picking up the Aghanim's Blessing. Give it over to the Mirana.
Had enough waiting. This is a boring game of Dota 2 now. I want to see blood.
Heard Mario Yamasaki say, bleed it out.
is no more.
We're waiting for that opportunity. 50 minutes into this game, this definitely didn't feel like it was going to be a 50-minuter. You know, not like that. Oh, great Dream Coil. And the relocate. Matthew in trouble. Stormhammer. It dispels. You're still dead.
You don't get to fly up with that Yule Scepter again. That 15 talent. Imagine if we moved to 25 in the next patch. It's way too insane. You're always going to get that first initial hit on you because you're Aghanim's Blessing, and you're promised 2 more. If you're an Echo Saber aficionado, you have Silver Edge.
I don't think you can go Divine Rapier for the CK. That just won't
It's
work
too
out.
greedy.
Yeah, it's just you also are not going to survive long enough to really have it go off and like do something for you.
No. Walk them into the base, but they're still not doing a whole lot else. 6 minutes left on the Aegis. You gotta do something. And continue to farm up the enemy's ancients. The creep camps all being taken by even Liberty, but at this point, like, what are you farming? Money? Is that it? 10,000 gold in Sven. What do you buy with it?
I mean, this Wisp is also very farmed. Has a Desolator, has that attack tethered ally target. Who'd they give that other Ag's Blessing to? Okay, they did finally give it to Theocor, who's still building utility. I'd love to see him start to go into some damage. We'll start continuing to try and keep these lanes pushed out.
This game has been very slow the last couple of minutes. I get it. You're afraid on Haven Liberty. You're afraid on Thunder Predator. A couple of times you took fights on Thunder Predator, you ended up getting bodied by this Tide Hunter.
Enemies.
However, you've kind of given up your league at a certain point. All you've done is kind of sit yourself in the base and set yourself up for failure even more by having really bad equipment.
34,000 net worth lead. Taking this at a snail's pace at the moment, just waiting to, you know, find the right opportunity to go in. It seems like fight-wise they have all the tools necessary to move in and finish this game. They have the double ravage, they have the moon shard as well as the Ag's blessing ready to go on the Sven. He has a second life with this Aegis that doesn't expire for another minute 20. And really, Thunder Predator, I mean, look at them. They're just dancing in the base. They're waiting.
Yep.
Shadows.
Radiant's top tower is
Double
under
damage rune obviously is enough. Can I get Leo style? Oh, he manages to get out there. I mean, even if you grab him, he just buys back, then buys his item. He's sitting on more than enough buyback gold. He's got enough for like a Bloodthorn right now.
They've caught the Bat Rider, and Stormhammer gets the kill. Gem now on the deck. This Bat Rider doesn't feel like it's doing much of anything in the moment.
With double damage rune on the Sven, might have been a good idea to try to end the game with that thing. Again, like one hit on the tower would take out probably like 25% of its health with the DD God Strength, but playing it so safe. We talked about how important this game for Haven Liberty was, but you know, I feel like maybe they're playing a bit too safe at this point. Afraid to approach anything. Both teams sitting in their base waiting for buybacks.
Are they-
This game,
Is MNZ trying to buy Boots of Travel to Boots of Travel onto the Hawk and try and tier 4 them? He wouldn't have the damage for that, right?
what do you mean?
He's trying to Boots of Travel on the Hawk and then his back door. Like, that
That's
wouldn't
the
work.
thing. You know, it's his backdoor, yeah, but he can go through it. He's got God Strength.
No. I'm talking about the CK. Oh. Boulder in, Ice Blast coming through. RDO pops the BKB. Now they got the BKB pop by Frank, but the Ravage comes in. They'll get the kill to Matthew. Now they look at the rest of the lasso hits on the Sven. They look for the damage to get this kill, and he kills him. They waited way too long. Aegis expired as they're taking this fight. They look over at SexyPad, who's got the Aeon disc. He's got a second Ravage. That will land onto everybody on the side of Thunder Predator. Matthew is able to Rolling Boulder away. They bought back on the Sven, and all of a sudden there's a win condition for Thunder Predator.
There is, yeah, but shoes on the other foot as well. Frank and Batrider. Frank on the Batrider and Matthew, this Earth Spirit. If they go down as well, things are pretty rough. You need every single hero on your side to be able to take these fights. Sven is very scary right now. Prior to him going down, he had 50k net worth.
Yeah.
That is wild. All right, they move towards the pit again. But like you said, they waited way too long to take that fight.
They waited, and I mean, they got another timings on their Aegis, so.
No, we waited like 15 minutes before we saw a major team fight right there. And I wouldn't even call that one that major of a team fight because they kind of both disengaged afterwards. So still 40k net worth up for Haven Liberty. Barracks is taken over there. Roshan may respond another minute and a half. They can just play around the Roche pit. But we've seen this story before. Who was it? Team Zero that did this? They waited the perfect time. They waited for the Aegis to expire. And in that window where they managed to complete a couple of items, they just went out and won the game. I'm not sure Thunder Predator will do the same thing. But I would recommend it. Don't wait for them to get that Aegis again. Don't wait for them to have more cheese, refresher shards, egg items.
Look at these couriers. They're actually going to the Dire secret shop to shop.
I mean, it's a lot safer than your base.
Uh-oh. That one survives.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
That'll be Ags for Michael. Or Matthew.
Yeah. Let's get the bounty hunter we saw from the other game on the case.
And then MKB for the CK. Oh no! MNZ was that courier.
Oh, that was the MKB on it.
Dead for 4 minutes.
Shadows take us.
Ravage is up.
Dire structures.
RDO, MNZ up in front, in some trouble. Moonlight Shadow, Stormhammer, Dream Coil all coming in. MNZ in a little bit of trouble. They've got themselves the Batrider low, and they'll kill off MNZ. He buys back immediately. Stormhammer comes through. They get the Kona Wheel style. Get the Gush doing a lot of damage with max size down on 4 of these heroes. Matthew's able to escape. They pop the Aeon Disc on Hiko. They don't do the damage to get any of these kills.
I think they just disengage at this point. Wait for God's Strength to come back again. They forced those 2 big buybacks, but I'm not sure the enemy team lets them wait for this. Roshan, another minute and 20 seconds here. These Roshans, they were very big.
Tier
earlier
5s?
on.
Tier 5
Tier
items?
5 items.
I mean,
These are the things that are going to end the game.
Yeah, tier 5 items, I think, with the buyback on the Sven, could make 50k not matter. Doesn't look like they'll have that opportunity, though. Down goes the Ancient Apparition. Now RDO, he's in an interesting spot. They don't have Ravage, and now they've smashed back. Oh, he'll enchant himself. Survives RDO. Lotus Orb on him, surviving for longer. Frank trying to find a lasso out on RDO, but they won't get him. So now he blinks even further. Lasso on a Duster. They have the control out onto the Wisp. Can they get the kill? They've got the silence. He'll eat the cheese. Stays alive. The Lotus Orb on him. So now, can they kill the Wisp or the Tide? Rolling Boulder comes in, stuns up Duster. Duster yules up into the air. They go after Sexy Fat. They have the damage with the Solar Crest, and they kill Duster too. Sexy Fat and Duster are dead. Roche up in 26 seconds. So they don't kill RDO. They didn't have Ravage there. Down for another 18 seconds. Might buy back to make sure that they don't lose Roche on this one. But here are tier 5 items, and Ballista is out on the Sven.
Dire's
Useless, though. They're not going to use Ballista. They went all utility on the puck. Marana was not scaling into damage
Give
items.
Ballista to the Wisp. He's got allies attack
Oh,
tethered units.
son of... He does. He's got the Desolator.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, they left Golden Striders. And Ballista for
Dire's courier has
Thunder Predator. That one's pretty worthless for them.
Yeah.
Buybacks
I mean,
come
this is what I keep going back to every time we get close to 60 minutes in our games. Tier 4
Ooh,
or tier 5
Seer
item.
Stone.
That's hit and miss. That could be good.
Oh, Stygian Desolator.
I'm not even...
All
okay,
right.
I guess he takes it. Again, Apex would be a lot better than that one, though. I mean, minus 10 armor isn't going to make the biggest
Pirate
difference.
hat.
That is the item, though. This 150 attack speed then is going to rip through your team now.
You need
Even
that.
Apex would be pretty good on RDO, because again,
They have 2 more tier 5s to go for. I don't think you fight until you get them. How do you fight into that not having your other tier 5s? You can't be content with Stygian Desolator.
maybe you try to take the fight before the enemy team has more of their tier 5s.
You don't. That's a guessing game. That is a guessing game.
But again, the
Woodland
Ballista,
Striders. Oy.
the Ballista did end up being useless though, because on the IO you got the Woodland Striders instead. The 60 HP regen a second. Let's see, 180, 210 health.
Seer Stone.
Yeah, you can look at the exact heal on the tether between them. Again, it's 160 HP a second right now that he's given this Sven.
Dream Coil's a whiff.
Oh no.
Frank's still on the run. He needs to get out of this. Silence up. Waning Rift. Stormhammer coming in, but there's the BKB. Coming over is Matthew. Has the Geomagnetic Grip on the 2. They've silenced up the Tide Hunter. Ravage comes in, but the BKB's been popped. They've got the Icebox coming through. Sven, he's being controlled. Damage on the RDO is not going to be enough with the extra attack speed. Oh, he gets relocated out. Gush comes through, slows up MJZ as well as Matthew. They find themselves the puck. They've got the silence. Can they get the counter to the Beastmaster? No, they can't. So he goes into the phase shift. Boulder Smash comes through, and he survives. Waning Rift. Oh my god, this Waning Rift is massive.
has fallen.
Back and forth again.
Radiant managed to get a tower during that though. The bottom tier 3 was taken.
Reach travel in, go for end. Trident?
Oh, okay, that's the good.
Who's that
shit.
for?
That's the good shit right there.
Who's
That's
that
the
for?
item you want.
Dire's bottom
That's for anyone. That is the best item in the game.
Is it?
fortified.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Oh, they lost range racks to creeps. That is not good.
Nobody
Yeah,
holding
that
the
trident.
trident, but you gotta purchase it, so.
I mean, you get the movement speed, the spell amp, and yeah, it's all the effects except at 30. It is insanely good.
Refresher orb. 50k net worth on this, Sven. This is...
Yeah, I mean, you're like 9-slotting yourself now. $63 in.
Then
With the Sven as farmed as he was, and the lead being 50k for the last 10 minutes, I definitely didn't see this one being this long.
No.
Matthew being caught. Stormhammer coming in. Oh, enchants himself and kicks himself away. No, he doesn't. Stop. Stop it.
He's got no TP and they know it.
Ah, but he could get out. Come on. Tell me.
Yeah, he can get out, but they could catch him. The
Yeah,
play,
but can
yeah,
they catch him? They're pushing bottom.
They can.
Oh, he can't enchant himself again. Oh, okay. Now the silence trying to roll away. Stop! Matthew! Matthew! You're bringing him on a chip! No! No! Matthew! Let's go! Can't get away my ass! Come on!
Under attack.
That's it. I'm embarrassed for Haven Liberty for not being able to catch that guy. All they had to do was walk on top of him.
You know the Chris
Instead of
Berman
them roll away.
NFL little Monday review on SportsCenter just gave him the whoop over the side, baby.
I have no idea what these sports ball references mean, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh my god, that was massive. That was amazing.
I'm embarrassed for them, but all you're freaking out. You're saying, "Oh, look at him go." I'm just seeing a lack of action again. More people getting away, dodging fights. 50k net worth up still on Haven Liberty.
Ice Blast, 5th Roche comes in on the 4, and Matthew, he's looking, he's searching, he wants something.
Gold for me.
Oh, look at this,
I
they're
don't wanna
pushing bottom, illusory orb over, they're forcing heroes out of the Roche pit. Meanwhile, they brought Ancient Apparition as well as Matthew over to the Roche pit just to make sure that they can't get it. This is amazing.
I mean, what items are you waiting for at this point? It feels like neither team has a plan. Thunder, well, I think Haven Liberty definitely has an advantage here, but Thunder Predator are just sitting waiting for them to make a mistake because they think that they can't win these team fights, and they're correct.
They need to go. They need to figure out something. Is Matthew about to make a play? How many slots does he have open? He only has 1 slot open. You're going to get more slots open than that! Matthew! Oh, doesn't get the Aegis. He doesn't get his hands on anything. Oh, he's still alive for the time being. MJZ ends up dead. I'm not sure who grabbed what. I know Matthew didn't get away with anything. That's depressing.
Yeah,
But they're
it's
pushing
all
bottom.
over
Barracks are under attack.
on the other side here.
What'd they grab? Did they just... Ag's Blessing on the puck? Who doesn't have Ags at this point?
There's Ace Blessing on the Marauder
Wisp.
they got.
No, that was the last one. Wisp doesn't have Ag's Blessing yet. What do you got, CK?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody holding the
Oh
trident?
yeah,
yet?
it's
That was the
Aghan's
5th
Blessing
Roche,
on the
dude.
puck. Yeah, Aghan's Blessing is on the puck. He has it in his backpack though.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he's just gonna give it to the Wisp.
It's
Wisp,
gotta-
yeah, Wisp has Aghanim's Blessing now. Okay. So all of a sudden that net worth lead jumps to 60k.
shadows.
I don't need to see heroes. Every hero 7 slotted. I don't need to see a game where
Yes,
every
you do.
hero
This
has
is
an Aghanim's
everybody's
Blessing.
dream. This is everybody's dream. Stop that. Oh, come on. Can you catch Matthew this time? Dream Coil. Silence. Marana coming over. Okay. A little less exciting.
He dies for the second time in
5 second
20
stun.
minutes.
Primal Roar. Oh, the Kraken Shell coming in clutch. Ravage comes through. Phantasm used. Damage. Stormhammer. Now they've got themselves the Refresher. They get the kill on a Sexy Pet. They take out the Tide Hunter. Now they've covered RDO. They've got the side. Oh my god, they killed him. How have they killed the Sven? They can't help. They're up 60k. Sven's gonna die again if he's not too careful. Here comes the rest of the team. Duster comes over. They finally kill off Leo style. Down goes MNZ. 4 heroes dead on the side of Thunder Predator. RDO still loses the Aegis though. How?
RDO, I don't know how they managed to take him down the first time there. Again, just very, very heavy damage. Several crits in a row from the CK. I guess it was just the Desolator on top
Frank.
of him not having Warcry up anymore. So we went down
Coil.
extremely quickly.
Here comes Duster and Sven chasing around. Space being made. Ancient Apparitions up now.
Mm-hmm. And AA, the only one left. I'm pretty sure I should have had buybacks open a long time ago. Network
Everybody's
doesn't
got
matter
buyback.
anymore. Look at
Everybody's
this.
got
10 heals with buyback. Very cool. Risky Dota they're playing. Alright, let's go.
See how quickly this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. Alright. Creeps are pushing in mid. If they want to make a play, go for broke. Buyback, go for broke.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
I don't know. At this point, do Mega Creeps even matter that much? I mean, everyone's carrying Aghanim's Blessing. I think it mattered a little bit for Thunder Predator.
5,000 going for Megas. Creeps now pushing. Now they buy back. Right? The Creeps were halfway through mid. I feel like you could have done something with that, but they're going to try and go in onto these heroes. No, Reality Rift. Buy back on the CK. EKB for the Wisp.
I'm liking the fire pretzel drawn by Frank. That was kind of cool. It's probably the coolest thing that happened in the last couple of minutes here. 78 net worth. K, sorry. Almost 70 minutes into this game. And nobody wants to play forward now that they have these buybacks.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Matthews play. Oh, he loses his courier again. What was he going to buy?
I'm
Bissell.
not sure.
That would be all right. You know, having that would have been great. Now that you've already bought out, but I can't get there.
Prize is mine.
Yeah. Not much of a point.
Vanish.
God strength once again. Did he just one-shot that tower? He just one-shot those racks? Ripping through them. Dream Coil onto the CK as well as the Beastmaster. They finally have Mega Creeps. 84,000 net worth lead.
It's yeah, it is wild. You know when you have like the Aghanim's Blessing on every hero.
Divine Rapier for the puck. Is that who you want holding that?
Yeah, I mean he's just going to be spamming Dream Coil Rapid Fire and sorry, the Phase Shift attack. So every time he presses Phase Shift on the 2.5 second cool. Oh yeah, now that he's got. Alright, he can end the game right now.
He has Dream Coil Rapid Fire now.
No. See, he's got Phase Shift auto attack. He phases up for 3.25 seconds, and he gets an auto attack off when he Phase Shift attacks. It's got 2.5 second cooldown, so he's permanently invulnerable and attacking everything around him. If he wanted to, he could end the game. I mean, he would just have to click Phase Shift underneath the tier 3 or tier 4s a couple of times and end the game. It hits all the buildings as well, but he opted not to do that. It is a wild move.
62,000 net worth for this Sven, by the way.
Alright, they don't have. Alright, his Arcane Rune expired, so it's a 3.6 Phase Shift. But back when Quickening Charm was a thing, you could do this as well. If you had like Quickening Charm, Spell Prism, and Octarine Core, sit under your towers, just press E over and over again. The enemies couldn't do anything.
You think we hit the 100k lead? Is that the biggest lead to ever happen in Dota 100k? Is that even possible? I mean, they have nothing more to get, right?
I remember there was a game where 5 anchors, no captain, came back from like I think like 90k lead or something like that. I might be exaggerating slightly, but it was about this insane.
Oh, Matthew? Okay, they're fine. They're going after MNZ. At least that's the plan. Dream Coil comes in, silence out onto the CK. He gets stunned. 4-step all the way back. No way they get RDO by dragging him into the base like that. Ice Blast comes in. There's the Ravage. They'll get the kill onto Matthew. He buys back. Duster's going to be right on them. So they got to be ready for that.
Wait, refresher
Can they
orb.
enchant
God
Remnant
strength
someone?
is available again.
Lasso, but they're stuck to each other. Sexy Fat moving forward. Dream Coil comes in. They get the kill on Frankie's dead for 2 minutes. Now they will go over as the arrow hits onto the CK. They've snapped the Dream Coil on Leo style. They'll go for the tier 4s. The right click damage coming out from RDO. Gush. Now Puck comes through. There's the Ravage. They've got the Glyph, but can they do anything about this? 92,000 net worth lead, 93,000 net worth lead, and they'll just rip through the Ancient. Haven Liberty take the game, 93,000 ahead.
You know, it's a decent place to end it. 93,000 gold. 73-minute game, and we just had 2 back-to-back like this in this BTS Pro Series. TPredator, again, it looked like they had it. That one team fight nearby the Roche pit where Puck dream coiled them all, and they were all lined up for the Sven to get that cleave off. Turned it into this, gave everybody this, which, you know, I'm not pleased about. The fact that they managed to turn this around and play so careful shows how important this match was to them. There was a number of times that Haven Liberty could have thrown it away, but as soon as they gave them that window back into the game, Haven Liberty clung on for dear life and played it as safely as possible. Maybe a little bit too safe, pushing us to 70 minutes. Of course, the 94K net worth lead at the end, but well played by them. Taking a game off the second spot in the group stage right now, and they were at the bottom. So, one more win against this team really raises their standings, and you know they might make it to the playoffs just yet. We'll see in game number 2.
1,007 last hits for RDL. 63,500 net worth for him. 19, 6, and 17 in a 73-minute game. Still managed to have a GPM of 1,000. GPM of 1,000 in a 73-minute game. That's
tight.
That's absurd.
It's tight.
That's absurd. All right, we'll be back with the next game in just a moment. Stay right there, but we'll be right back.